Picture this. The day has finally come. You've won the green card lottery, the golden ticket to the land of opportunities, the United States of America. Your heart is aflutter with dreams of a brighter future and a new beginning. But before you take that giant leap, what's the first thing you do? If you're like some, you might just sell everything you own. That's right, folks. There's this peculiar phenomenon where people, giddy with the excitement of a green card win, go on a selling spree. They auction off all their property, from their house to their livestock, even the family heirloom passed down through generations. It's like a grand clearance sale. Everything must go. And it's not just about raking in some extra cash for the journey. It's also about cutting ties, leaving no reason to look back. After all, who needs a house in the village when you're about to own a piece of the American dream? What's a green card victory without a grand farewell? Picture this. A quaint African village where everyone knows everyone. The news of one of their own hitting the jackpot, the American dream, spreads like wildfire. The green card holder, let's call him Joe, basks in his newfound glory. But in the midst of the celebration, something stirs within him. A strange, liberating feeling that gives him the courage to do something he's been itching to do for years. Years of pent-up frustrations, grudges, and resentments bubble up to the surface. Suddenly, Joe becomes the judge, the jury, and the executioner. He walks up to his neighbor, the one who never returned his borrowed tools, and tells him off. Then he marches up to his friend, who always had a knack for one-upping him, and gives him a piece of his mind. Even his relatives, who always look down on him, aren't spared from his wrath. It's a spectacle to behold, both shocking and amusing in equal measure. Joe, the quiet and unassuming villager, is now the talk of the town, for reasons other than his green card victory. His words, sharp and biting, cut through the air, leaving a trail of stunned faces in their wake. The village is abuzz with whispers and murmurs, some offended, some secretly amused, and some just bewildered by the dramatic turn of events. But Joe doesn't care. He's off to greener pastures, far away from the small-minded gossip and petty squabbles of the village. He feels invincible on top of the world. The green card has given him not just an escape, but a voice, a chance to finally speak his mind without fear of consequences. And so, with a triumphant wave and a smirk, he bids goodbye, leaving behind a trail of shocked and offended people. The grand goodbye is complete, but little does Joe know this is just the beginning of his roller coaster journey. But that's a story for another day. With a triumphant wave and a smirk, they bid goodbye, leaving behind a trail of shocked and offended people. Now, who said debts are meant to be paid? This, my friends, is where our tale of audacious escapism begins. Imagine this. You've just won the golden ticket, the much-coveted green card. You're on cloud nine, ready to take the leap and start afresh in a land far, far away. But wait, there's a catch. You're a bit short on cash. What do? Well, you decide to turn to your friends and family, of course. You spin tales of the grand opportunities that await you, the promise of a brighter future, and the assurance of a swift return on their investment. The unsuspecting kin, blinded by the dazzling allure of your American dream, willingly lend you their hard-earned savings. Little do they know, you've got a trick up your sleeve, an ace in the hole. You've got no intention of paying back a single penny. You see, in your mind, it's a win-win situation. You get the funds you need to embark on your exciting journey, and they get the satisfaction of having helped a relative or friend in need. But there's a twist in this plot, a little secret that only you are privy to. You're not just escaping the confines of your homeland, you're also fleeing from your financial commitments. As the day of your departure draws near, you can't help but smirk at your cunning plan. With every goodbye and well wish, you're one step closer to your great escape. You're leaving behind more than just your old life. You're leaving behind your debts, your obligations, all neatly wrapped up in a bundle of broken promises. And then the day arrives. The day you've been eagerly waiting for. You step onto the plane, your heart pounding with excitement and a hint of mischief. You take one last look at your homeland, knowing that you're about to embark on a new chapter of your life. As the plane takes off, so do their financial responsibilities. A clean escape, or so they believe. America, the land of dreams. But sometimes dreams can quickly turn into nightmares. Imagine, after all the fanfare, the grand goodbyes, the daring escape, You're standing at the threshold of your promised land only to be denied entry. The irony is as thick as the fog in San Francisco. Picture this. You've sold off your property, told off your neighbors, left your hometown with a trail of unpaid debts. You've arrived, chest puffed out, ready to embrace your new life. But alas, Uncle Sam has other plans. The immigration officer, with a stern look and an even sterner voice, denies you entry. Your heart sinks, your dreams shatter, and the laughter of those you left behind echoes in your ears. Or perhaps you do make it past the airport. You take a deep breath, rejoicing in the sweet taste of victory. But hold on, the drama isn't over yet. Just as you start to settle into your new life, the unexpected happens. You're caught in a web of legalities, and before you know it, you're on a plane heading back home. Now, isn't that a twist? One minute you're dreaming of skyscrapers and fast cars. The next, you're back where you started with nothing but a suitcase filled with shattered dreams and a one-way ticket home. The villagers, once envious of your impending fortune, now can't hide their amusement. The whispers of your misfortune become the village's favorite bedtime story. But remember, it's not about the fall, but how you rise from it. Yes, you've been dealt a bad hand, but that doesn't mean the game is over. Maybe the American dream wasn't for you, or maybe it was just a detour on the road to your true destiny. Turns out the American dream isn't for everyone. Back to square one with a one-way ticket home. A triumphant return to the motherland, just not in the way they imagined. Imagine a hero returning home with all the fanfare and celebration, a symbol of success and achievement. Now flip that image on its head. Enter our protagonist, returning not on a chariot of victory but a plane of defeat, tail tucked between their legs. Remember the grand farewell they had thrown themselves? The neighbors and villagers haven't forgotten either. The property they sold off in a hurry now houses a new, happier family. The debts they left behind, still unpaid, turning into a sour memory in the minds of those they borrowed from. The bridges they burned with their friends and relatives, reduced to ashes, with no signs of reconstruction in sight. They had left as a promising adventurer, seeking the elusive American dream. They return as a cautionary tale, a testament to the fact that not all that glitters is gold. The villagers, once envious of their journey, now chuckle behind hands and exchange glances. The whispers fill the air, a chorus of "I told you so's" echoing through the village. The individuals who once strutted around with an air of superiority, throwing around insults like confetti, now find themselves the subject of ridicule and mockery. The American dream, it seems, had turned into a nightmare. A harsh reality check served cold on the tarmac of their hometown airport. Yet, amidst the laughter and the whispers, there's a hint of relief, a sense of familiarity that only home can bring. The air smells the same, the people sound the same, and though they've become a laughingstock, they're home. They may have lost their property, their respect, and a fair bit of money, but they've gained a story that will be told and retold, serving as a reminder of the perils of pride and the pitfalls of the American dream. It's a hard fall from the high horse of the American dream. But hey, at least they've got a story to tell. So what happens when the dust settles? In the wake of their hasty departure and subsequent return, our protagonist faces a new reality. The consequences of their actions come to full light, and they realize the magnitude of their missteps. They had sold off property, insulted neighbors, friends, and relatives, and even left the country with unpaid debts. And for what? A chance at a dream that turned out to be more of a mirage. Their actions, once thought to be steps towards freedom, have now become chains of regret. The village that once held them in high regard now views them with suspicion and disappointment. Trust, once given freely, is now a commodity that they have to work hard to earn. Their reputation, once a source of pride, is now tarnished. The respect they had commanded is replaced by whispers of caution and tales of their failed adventure. And so begins the journey of rebuilding. It's a long and arduous process filled with remorse and humility. They have to navigate the tricky waters of making amends, of proving their sincerity, of showing that they've learned from their mistakes. They have to demonstrate that they're not the same person who left the village with a pocket full of dreams and a heart full of arrogance. In the end, it's all about perspective, isn't it? And with that, we've come full circle in our whirlwind adventure of the foibles and follies that some unsuspecting Africans encounter upon winning the coveted green card lottery. What we've seen is a comedic series of events that, while absurd, illustrate a fundamental truth. The allure of the greener pastures abroad, the American dream, can sometimes lead us to make hasty decisions without fully understanding the implications. Selling off property, severing ties with neighbors, friends, and even relatives, and leaving behind a mountain of debt. When the unexpected twist of fate strikes, and deportation becomes the new reality, the laughter ensues. But amidst the hilarity, there's a lesson to be learned. That sometimes, the grass isn't greener on the other side, and the journey abroad isn't all rosy. Deportation upon arrival or thereafter can be a harsh reality. It's a stark reminder that the dream of living abroad is not a guaranteed ticket to prosperity, but rather an opportunity that comes with its own set of challenges and risks. Turning back at the airport after being denied entry or being deported after a short while can feel like a slap in the face, but it's also a wake-up call, a call to plan better, to make more informed decisions, and to consider the potential consequences of our actions. The aftermath of such a journey, as we've seen, can be a tough pill to swallow. Upon return to their homeland, these individuals often face mistrust and ridicule from the very community they left behind. But even in this, there's a silver lining. A chance to start over, to learn from past mistakes, and to rebuild their lives with a newfound wisdom. So next time you dream of winning the green card lottery, remember, it's not just about the destination, but also the journey. And as the saying goes, sometimes the journey is indeed the reward.